Men are hitting on my scheduling bot because it has a woman's name. I have sort of a strange situation. I provide consulting services for mostly small business owners. This generally involves scheduling some meetings, and I have an email personal assistant bot that does this for me. It has a female name, which was the default, and does not announce that it is a bot, though I don't think it's hard to tell. It gives a standard salutation and signs off with "thank you." All it does is schedule meetings, and it's not nearly to the level of an AI chatbot or anything. Any parts of an email that it receives that don't seem related to scheduling just get ignored by the program. The emails show up in my inbox, and I review them to make sure everything got added to my calendar correctly. However, this complete lack of personal type interaction has not stopped several of the men, not usually the actual owners of the client businesses, from scheduling appointments, from asking it out on dates. Sometimes this happens within the same emails that were used to schedule meetings. And once a man sent an after-hours email from his personal address, which is somehow both creepier and also better work-life boundaries. I don't know. So far, I have just ignored these incidents and gone on with the professional relationship like nothing happened. Obviously, this would be inappropriate behavior if it was happening to an actual human assistant, and I would deal with it. However, since it's happening to a bot, what am I supposed to do? Obviously, the bot doesn't have opinions about the issue, but if one of my employees was asking out women after a very basic scheduling email with absolutely no personal content, I'd probably want to know about it so I could address it, because it's probably happening to real human assistants as well. What are your thoughts? Update. I really enjoyed your response in reading the comments section. I wasn't able to participate because I was particularly slammed at work that day, but it was a great read later in the evening. I wholeheartedly endorse one commenter's suggestion of a bot-on-bot rom-com titled Capture My Heart, and would like to add that there should be a sequel, Recapture My Heart, About Christmas, starring Vanessa Hudgens as the personification of at least two bots. I was disappointed that even in the AOM comments section, there was a small contingent of mostly male-presenting commenters who dismissed this as difficult to believe, or tried to excuse the behavior as people innocently messing with a bot, even in the face of hundreds of comments from women all essentially saying, "Yep, this tracks." Then I saw that the article had been shared on some other websites, and those comment sections were significantly worse. Allison, I was upset. I decided to take your advice, admittedly a slightly less polite version of your advice, both to reply to the original sender of the most recent email and to notify their boss. The other emails were no longer recent enough for me to still be working with those clients. But if they come to me again, I'll be sure to bring it up before we schedule anything new. I attached the offending email and wrote, I noticed the included interaction while conducting a routine review of recent scheduling emails between my automated scheduling assistant and my clients. While you were not actually interacting with a real person, you should know that asking people out on a date after only a very basic professional interaction with no personal details is inappropriate workplace behavior. If this is not, as I hope, a one-time lapse in judgment on your part, please consider the impact this has on women who are simply trying to do their jobs and are required by their duties to be polite and pleasant. I would like to know if one of my employees was conducting themselves in this way while representing my business, so I have included name on this email. And I CC'd their boss. Then I sat on it for a day to think about if it was too rude. I decided it was significantly more appropriate than asking out an assistant after a basic scheduling email, that if nobody ever calls this stuff out very directly, it's not going to get better, and that if it somehow cost me a client, I could afford to lose this one. So I sent it. About an hour later, I got a very brief reply from the business owner. Thank you for the heads up. I'll address this. Looking forward to our meeting next week. So the next week I went to our meeting. He brought up on his own that he had dealt with the issue. He didn't give specifics and I didn't ask. And we had a perfectly nice and professional meeting. So that worked out well. If my scheduling bot ever ends up in a romance with a client's scheduling bot, I'll be sure to send in another update. But for now, thank you and the commentariat for the advice and humor.
Please like and subscribe for more.